はい、開店です。キングダムカムデリバランス続きをやっていきます。はい、首飾りの、ミッション、クエストがありまして、今度はね、手紙を渡したっていう感じか。カロリー内にね、手紙を渡したので、ただね、それを、ちょっとまだ朝まで待てというふうにね、言われまして、で、朝になりましたんでね、タラッタイの、城下町に来ました。で、ここら辺に何ハンスがいるはずなの。冒険、はい。
God be with you, lad. What can I do for you?
朝になったよ。
I delivered the things as you asked.
I already know. My spies told me everything. She was wearing the necklace this morning as I asked in the letter.
So you'll go to the rendezvous with her?
首飾りをつけてくれ
Certainly
たと。
not. I'm not going to pounce on her like a bull in rutting season.
だんだんと気にしてくれるようになる。
Meanwhile,
俺薬を手に入れて
you'll get
ま
a
た
potion for me.
なんか大
I thought
変
you
そう
didn't
だな。
believe in witches' brews.
This is no witch's brew. It's an absolutely tried and tested elixir called Musk of Infinite
さあ
Allure.
ざば。
There's a fellow in Sassau who sells it and he guarantees its success.
ペテン師じゃねえのか
Musk of infinite allure? Sounds irresistible.
半分笑ってんの。
All right, I'll try and get it for you.
I'm sure I can rely on you. Here's some coin for your costs. Goodbye.
425? それ手に入んのか本当に。サーザバまで行けない。また行かなきゃいけないの。さあどうしようかな。またこれ次元とかがね気になるんですが、まだちょっとトーナメントまだ開催されてないっぽいんでね。あれなんでレデチコだけどサーザバじゃないの。あ、そっか。ペテン師なんですよね多分。それね、サーザバを追われてレデチコに来てるんじゃなかったっけな。レデチコ逃げてんのかな。どうしようかな。ちょっとまあ行くか、とりあえず。ね、またちょっと道草食ってるとね、おかしなことになっちゃうんでね。あ、ちょっと外れてんだ。はい。こっちどっちちょっと待って。こっちか。さあどっから行くんだ。こうか。こいつペテン師だ。あれ怒ってる。なんか怒ってんのかな。なんでよくわかんない。
Well, who have we here?
The prodigal son
金あ
returns.
げた
I
よ。
knew you'd come back to me one day.
Let me guess. You saw it in a dream?
夢で見た
I
でしょ。
knew you were going to say that.
調子いい
But
な
I
こい
had a
つ。
divine revelation. But next time I won't
Eh?
be around to pull you out of the shit.
Oh, well, I am sorry. But these things
そう
are
だよ。
sent
お
to
前
try our
逃がしてやったのに
fortune in face of adversity.
金をなんで俺が払わなきゃいけないっていう。まったくもう。
I've heard you know of some irresistibility potion or whatever it is.
ペテン師だったらそんな。
Naturally, musk of infinite allure, an age-old recipe,
嘘ばっかり。
maybe even older, tested by Moses himself.
Moses?
How do you
話
think he
半分で
managed to get his people to
聞かないと。
follow him through the desert for 40 years? It's extremely
そ
potent.
んな薬を
So it would seem. How
大
much do you
勢
want for
に
it?
盛るわけが
Who do
ない
you
じゃない。
take me for? The wisdom of the ancients isn't something that's
本当か、
bought
これ。
and sold in the marketplace. Did Jesus charge for his miracles? But since you ask, how about this
ん
much?
金か。2K! ふざけんな。
What? That much? You're a crook.
うん、詐欺師が
So what is it you want from
必
me
要
now?
なんだ。必要としてん
Oh,
だと。
my dear apprentice, everything's gone to the devil. I'm living from hand to mouth.
お前には惚れ薬があるんじゃねえのか
And
よ
the local peasants won't buy from
イ
me.
ンチくせえな
They say they
惚れ
don't
薬で何でもできるんだってお
as
前
if
がまず
I was some kind of
ね
charlatan. Can you
使っ
believe?
て
Does
ちや
this
ほや
look
され
to
てない
you
とおかしい
like
じゃ
the
ねえか
face of a swindler? I'm an
詐
honest
欺師にしか
trader
見えない
in sacred goods, whose only concern is the welfare of troubled
しょうがねえ
souls.
な
We must gently demonstrate to them the necessity of buying my remedies. For
ゾ
example,
ンビ大佐
to
のゴ
ward
フ
off a revenant.
Revenant? What revenant?
The dead return from the grave, a corpse that the soul is unable to depart from, which wanders among the living, filled with rage at its wretched fate.
How do you propose to do that?
こいつと話すのが大変だ
They're all doubting Thomases. They need proof. We'll need a grave, an empty grave
Haka?
that we can use.
A spade then?
シャベル持ってるけどね
Dig it up and remove the remains, leaving no trace.
And what am I to do with the remains?
Keep them. Human remains are always
Not that
handy to
all.
have around.
Great. And how do we spread the word of this revenant?
There's a gossip in every village. Here too, a woman who'll spread news quicker than a dozen messengers on the fastest
誰かに
steeds.
伝えるとまあそんなとこねえなここに墓があるのかなどうだ墓はここっぽいななんかちょっと墓だまあちょっと辺りに人はいるようなとこじゃないなこれ骨だ大丈夫だよね人なんかいねえよなでこの骨をどうしようってはっ骨がなくなっているように見せかけたいわけねあいつはこんなとこ見られてはいけないそして噂を聞く
Yeah.
おばさんと話す
Yeah.
なんか誰だこの人かこの人っぽいな噂魔噂魔
I'll be with you, good wife.
なんかあったの
Something happened here.
Heavens no.
目がなくなっ
It's
ちゃって
quiet here,
さあ
unlike
み
some
たい
other places.
And what about that empty grave?
What empty grave would that be now?
The one beyond the village alongside the road to Sasau. Just by the river, on the Pine Headland.
How would you know
もう
it's
一回話し
empty
てんの
unless it was dug up?
Oh, it's dug up all right. Freshly. And empty. I saw it with my own two eyes.
Lord in heaven, what in the name of...
How come it's not in hallowed ground anyway? Only unrepentant sinners are buried like that. Usually.
I don't like to say. It's an old
Huh.
wound that's best forgotten.
Whose grave is it?
Well, once a long time ago there was a
Wakai
young
Sunyak
charcoal
Shokuni.
burner living here with his wife. There was always a lot of charcoal burners here, but this fellow worked alone. That's not an easy job for one man.
No one wanted to work with him or what?
Oh, he was a hard-headed fellow who always wanted to take care of his family himself.
人は一人ではいられない
No, only then you've no one to blame but yourself if you end up alone.
His wife was expecting, though no one knew it yet. And he wasn't doing well at all.
あらら
Soon enough, they had nothing to eat. So he took to thieving.
Well, thieving is wrong.
どこから
But when there's a
どこ
child
から
on
ど
the
こ
way and
の
your wife hasn't the strength to get out
口
of
から
bed
そ
for the
んな
hunger,
セリ
well,
フがある
you ought to think differently.
And did he get caught?
Well, at first it was just a few eggs going missing from people's hen coops.
知らない
But
人
then it
と
was
そんな
anything
ベラ
that
ベラ
wasn't
喋る
nailed
からね
down. And in the end, they caught him.
And I suppose he was harshly punished for it.
Even then, he didn't let on why he was doing it. They whipped the skin off his back and banished him from Ledechico.
So justice was done then?
It wasn't enough for some folk. When the butcher found out he'd never get any compensation, he wanted them to chop off the charcoal burner's hands.
なんでそんな
If
こ
the
と
bailiff hadn't talked sense into him, he'd have done it himself with his cleaver.
Well, you got off lightly enough then.
And in the end, he got what was coming to him, and more.
The butcher caught up with him.
No, no. It was the mills of God turning slowly but surely.
あらら
His
ら
wife bled to death in childbirth,
うわ
and the child died with her.
うわ
I'm sorry to hear that. But at least he knew they were gone to a better place.
True, lad.
Nothing could have been done to save them.
There was no one there. He had no one who would care for his wife. They say on that day, he parted ways with God forever. And he turned his back on the village too. I reckon he
こ
never
れが
forgave
8分み
himself,
たいな感じなの
nor us either.
実際問題ね
The Lord moves in mysterious ways. But how did he end up?
Don't ask me that, lad. I beg you.
ペテン師に相談でいいのもう
Come now, good wife. You can't leave the story unfinished.
I said no.
うわ
Will you let it lie?
話を切られてしまった分かったじゃあなんかとりあえずねペテン師と相談せよみたいなことになってんねおい
Well,
おばちゃんに話聞いてきたよ炭焼き職人の悲劇の運命について
I
聞
know
いて
who
き
was
たけど
buried in that grave. A young charcoal burner.
so begin the tragic tale of the young charcoal burner who
も
became
うま
entangled
たレデ
with
行ったり来たりしなきゃいけねえのかなこれもしかして
Oh, don't start. What devil?
悪
I'm trying
魔
to tell you. Oh. He was from the Dutch coast. Oh, never mind.
もうしょうが
What do
な
you
い
want me to do with it?
The question is, what would the revenant do to get revenge on the villagers?
え
Well, apprentice,
食べちゃうんじゃないのあー盗ん
He
だ
was stealing food from people, right? So, supposing he started again.
we should steal from people? Disgraceful. Have you no shame?
Maybe just a few eggs from hen coops, like the gossip mentioned.
Well, that wouldn't be too serious.
ゾンビのせい
Will they put it down
こい
to
つ
the
の方がよ
revenant?
っぽど
They
凶悪
would
だな本当に
if I put some charcoal there instead.
And their nourishment he turned into ash.
ダメなんだ肉屋とかちょっと肉屋
He cursed God. That's very serious.
What is it that most brings God to mind?
They don't have a church there. But everyone will have a rosary. I can't think of anything else.
That's it. If folks start losing their rosaries,
あ
they'll have sleepless
あ
nights over
10
it.
時間
You
盗
want
め
me
て
to
る
steal
のか
rosaries? But that's...
Or just exchange them.
For what?
交換
For nothing.
ああそう
What about his wife and child? No doubt he'd want to avenge their death.
Well, how did they die?
In childbirth.
And when his love turned to rage, the water turned
いかれとる
Nothing too original. But it's tried and tested. If you
Huh?
do it at the baths, everyone will hear of it.
How am I supposed to do that? It might be a bit suspicious if I'm seen walking around with a pail of blood.
No problem. There's a certain potion that will do the trick easily.
The gossip mentioned the butcher. It seems he was
水に色を
infuriated
つ
that
け
the
る
charcoal burner's punishment was too lenient.
And the revenant spoiled their meat.
いろいろやんなきゃい
with
けねえのか
malign
レデチコで
How's
もう
that?
Spoiled meat is a classic example
肉を
of a
腐ら
revenant's
せる
power.
I thought it was the work of bad butchers.
That too, sometimes.
So, I should switch the good meat for
Well.
bad.
So, switch eggs for charcoal, switch the meat, color the water in the baths, and switch the rosary. That ought to do it. I hope so.
え
Of course, if you come up with
Nani?
anything else, don't let me hold you back. Talking to people who might give you ideas. Traders, the bailiff.
いやー、やだこれは。
The herbalist Kunhuta sent me. I'm here because of the ghost.
You don't look like you know a thing about ghosts. Why didn't she come herself? Why did she send someone so young instead? Do you know anything at all about exorcisms?
なんでそれ。ああ、これ全然違うクエストか。なんとかなりますよ。知っていますよ。
She was in too much pain to make the journey. But you can trust me. I know what I'm doing.
You'd better. Well, get to work then.
There's a few things I need to know first.
I'd rather
違
you
うクエ
just
スト
got
始まっ
on
ちゃっ
with
た。
it. But I don't suppose I've got any choice.
あ
So
ら
ask.
らららら。
What exactly has been going on?
It happens at night. Every night now an apparition comes to me and I can't get a wink of sleep. I can't take it anymore.
Whose ghost is it?
His name was Alois and he had a farm
Alois.
not far from Ledechko. A few years ago, his farmhouse burned down with him in it.
I've heard that people who die such horrible deaths seldom rest in peace. Why do you think he chose you of all people?
How am I supposed to know? Maybe because we're neighbors. We grew up together as children.
I suppose that makes sense. Where is Alois buried? For the exorcism, I'll need flowers from his grave.
He's laid to rest in the Sasau cemetery by the wall. His grave is a bit overgrown with vines. I've been there a few times for a visit. The first day he appeared, I prayed at his grave, but he came again just the same.
ここら辺？
Chickens. That should be no problem.
それだけでいいのかな。
Lad, what can I do for you?
You know, I can't stop thinking about what happened to that poor wretch.
Have you no consideration for a poor old woman? I told you I don't want to talk about it.
ああ。さあ、ここで説得ですね。それはあなたの救済をもたら
It
すか
might
もし
relieve
れ
you
ま
to
せんよ。
talk to someone.
Several people from the village went to have it out with Lev, but he grabbed an axe and drove them off. He swore if anyone came near him, he'd burn their house down. Then he
Alright.
buried his wife and child in the meadows beyond Ledechko. I saw him carving 3 statues there.
Lev, you say his name was.
レフ、
What kind of statues?
木彫りの
There's
像。
3 roughly carved beams there, each with a human face, except the
う
smallest,
わ
which has no face at all.
For the stillborn child, I suppose. What happened then?
Nothing. He went back to his work, but never spoke to the villagers again. He'd even go all the way to Ratte for food, rather than talk to anyone here.
So he died alone in the end.
Actually, it was the villagers. It was us that killed him.
What? Just on account of his stealing?
No, no. Not long after, fires started springing up in the village. And when the first house
Okay.
burned down, the folk were very angry.
And of course suspicion fell on Lev.
Everyone was dead certain it was him. They all remembered his words. Do you know how arsonists are punished, lad?
No, I don't.
By burning on the pyre.
うわ
But no one wanted to waste time with the law. We just went to his house at night, smashed in the door and windows, and threw lighting torches inside. And that was the end of him. But the fires didn't stop.
So he was
あらら
innocent.
らら。
He was.
Well, I won't condemn you for it. It's for God to judge. But I hope you all pay for your sins, like Lev did, for something he didn't do.
Every lifelong day.
ちょっと一発ペテン師と話せるかな。あ、ここれか、木彫りの像っつうのは。
Rest in peace.
うん、ここに埋めてあげた。いやー、レデチコの悲劇だね。
Service, do you?
ゾンビ。
You look a bit worried, bailiff.
How
商
can I not?
人とかも
With the whole
話するん
village
だね。
complaining about ghosts.
わ、
Ghosts?
An empty grave that they say a revenant crawled out of. They talk of nothing else.
You don't think there's any truth to it?
No, it's nothing but old wives' tales.
But how come the grave is empty?
You don't need any magic to dig up a grave. A spade will do.
But why would anyone do that? Surely no God-fearing Christian would dig up the grave of some poor soul who hasn't even got the piece of hallowed ground to rest in.
A God-fearing Christian? No.
So you suspect someone?
Could be. There's been a band of good-for-nothing itinerants hanging around
キ
recently.
ク見て。
They weren't making any trouble, though, so I let them be. But this is going too far.
How do you know it was them?
Who else would it be?
What about the Revenant?
Oh, don't you start. That revenant of yours is nothing but idle hands doing the devil's work. I'd send them packing myself if I had the time and the men.
英雄が必要だ。
A hero is what you need for a job like that. If you could find one.
From what I hear, you could be just the man for the job.
Since you put it like that, how could I refuse?
Good. But no blood.
あ、ラテ闘技会だ。さあどうしよう。戻るか。明日の朝でしょ多分。明日午前中2投目。今何時？夜か。よし分かった。じゃあちょっと一回戻ろう。よし。じゃあちょっとね、ドーピングしときましょう。生命力のポーション。今ここで飲んどいた方がいいのかな。ラザロの。それから怒り。飲酒。酔っ払い。
Meeting face to face.
よし。
I'd like to enroll.
All right.
Of course.
What's your name?
I'm Henry from Scallops.
I'll make a note of that.
さあやるか。
And I need to know what weapon you choose.
ロングソー。
Longsword. I reckon it's what I'm best at.
Good. Get yourself ready. You're next in line.
さあ頑張ろう。お、ドーピング効いてるね。この音楽は。
Meeting face to face in this round will be Henry of Skalitz from the company of Sarate Kubla. And he will face Pavel Kolrobak from the garrison of Sir Sebastian von Berg. Let us wish the combatants luck. All is prepared for the first duel.
早く。
We will witness a duel with longswords.
What? よし、瞬殺したぞ。
Change weapons for the second bout. The combatants will engage in a duel with warhammers and shields.
Fuck!
カブトブリ。よし。酔っ払いがすげえな。2人目。やべえ、ちょっとこれ酔っ払いなのは微妙だな。ゲップも出てる。ゲップって酔っ払いなのか、豚だと思ったら酔っ払いなのか。あ、うまっ。優勢は優勢だ。うわ。まあ、なかなかダメージが与えらんねえな。やばい、そろそろやばい。やばい。 ああ、あれ負けた。
The second bout will surely be no less exciting. This one may decide the winner.
ちょっと技術的に勝てないの。
Sword and shield.
まあこの連続攻撃を食らっちゃう。負けた。
As victor in this round, he shall proceed to the next.
せっかく戻ってきてやったのに。一応これ負けちゃったけどやったっていうことで OK なのか
Entering the arena now will be the victor of many previous
な。目
tourneys
的は
and
完了してるぞこれ。
I'll fetch it right away.
いた。
Good. Sir, I enrolled in the tourney as you asked. I tried hard, but I didn't win. I hope I didn't disgrace you at least.
まあ
Not
大
at
丈夫
all.
でしょ。
You fought well. Can't deny it.
あ、喜んでる。
Nash was a little critical of my mentoring skills, but at least he's not on my back so much. Thanks for your help, Henry. Here's something for your trouble.
やっと終わった。ああ。とりあえず続きのねクエストやっていけっていう感じかな。